Dear Julia, written by Anonymous and read for you by Astro. Dear Julia, I'm sitting here at my desk, staring at a piece of paper, just trying to figure out what to write to you. I don't want this to be sappy, and I don't want this to be short and boring, but I want it to be honest. Julia, you mean so much to me, more than you can possibly know. When we first met, I may have seemed like the happy-go-lucky kid standing in the hall, laughing with my friends, but in all honesty, I felt so alone. Yes, I had friends, great friends, but no one who I could really talk to. Not like you. For so many years, I felt alone, isolated from the world. I never really could talk to anyone. I never knew how. I was always the awkward kid in the back, chiming in now and then, but only to agree, not to ever say much. But that all changed when you came into my life. You were kind, patient, understanding, and you actually enjoyed talking to me. Somehow you thought what I had to say was interesting. As time passed, we became friends. By the end of the year, we were close. But even then, I never had the courage to talk to you, or at least to be the one to start the conversation. Well, not until the cast party, at least. I'll never know what was in those brownies, but I guess they made me open up, be honest with you, and gave me a chance to talk to you for once. That night, we stayed up for 5 hours. 5 hours! Just talking over Skype. It's crazy! A lot of things got said that night, finishing it off with the fact that I liked you, and I hope you liked me back. I'll never forget the butterflies I got in my stomach when you said you did. That Monday, I took you on our first date. It was nice, nothing fancy, but I didn't care. Our first kiss was magic, and I wish it had lasted forever. By the time we realized how late it was nearly past your curfew, so I had to take you home. But I knew I would see you the next day. From then on, we were dating. Every day after school, we would go home together, walk the dogs, or just hang out. I didn't care what we did as long as I was with you. When the summer came and we were finally free, I was so excited. We hung out every day, we went to the beach, took long walks, stayed up late to Skype, watched movies at night. It was perfect. One day, I saw you had some cuts on your wrist. I asked about them and you told me you had tripped. I knew you were lying. Later that day, when it was just the two of us, I asked you again, and you told me the story. You told me about the things with your mom, and you told me how you were unhappy, and how things just hurt so much sometimes that you hurt yourself just to dull the pain. It hurt so much, just seeing you in so much pain. I couldn't take it. I couldn't let someone as wonderful as you keep doing this. I promised you I would help you get better, that we would get through this together, that you wouldn't have to hurt anymore because I would always be there for you. Later into the summer, you told me that one night you were holding a safety pin, something you would normally use to hurt yourself. But when you thought about me, you bent it up and threw it away. I don't know if there was ever a time that I was so proud of you. To this day, I still remember how proud I was of you that night. It brought tears to my eyes thinking about just how far you had come. I was so proud, and I still am, and always will be. When the 4th of July came around, you joined my family and me in New Hampshire for the week. It was one of the best times of my life. We spent all day together, did everything we could. You laid on my chest while we were watching the fireworks, and I don't think I could have been happier. As July turned to August, you headed down to Texas to visit your dad. I didn't want you to go, but I knew you'd be back for the school year. And then, I got the news that you weren't coming back. Your dad wanted you to stay in Texas with him. The trouble was, we both knew it was for the best. You never got along with your mom, so this would be much better for you. But no matter what I told myself, it still hurt. When you told me to call you on Skype so you could tell me the bad news, you looked so sad. Your face haunts me to this day, a mixture of overwhelming sadness and a bit of fear at my reaction. I'll admit I was sad, no denying that, but never angry, not one moment. I promised you that day that we would always stay together. Even through this, we would make it work. You looked at me with sad, unbelieving eyes and asked if I would still take you to prom. That made me smile, and of course I said yes. The year went on, we both started school, and you were the new kid. We Skyped every night, texted every day. You were just so upset sometimes, but it looked like you were getting acquainted, and happier than you had been with your mom. Later, in September, I was getting ready to start visiting colleges to look at, and my dad suggested that while I'm doing that, maybe I could surprise you down in Texas. As the weeks passed, and the day drew closer that I was to visit, you seemed to get more and more sad. You were scared your mom was going to come down and take you away again, and that the coming weekend was going to be awful. Little did you know that that was the weekend when I was planning to show up at your door. The day before I was to fly down to Houston, you came to me crying and showed me your wrist. You'd relapsed. It had hurt so much that you'd cracked. I remembered seeing the new scars on your wrist, and it hurt me so badly to see you so hurt. You were missing me so much, and you felt like everything was falling apart. The only thing that hurt me more than seeing you like that was knowing that for the past month and a half, I'd held a secret that could have prevented all this. So, naturally, I cracked. I spilled the beans and told you that I was coming to see you tomorrow. I'll never forget your face as you went from crying in sadness to hysterical bawling and sheer joy and confusion of emotions. That made me feel better, knowing that I could make you happy again. The next day, as I'd said, I was on the plane to Houston coming to see you again. You were waiting for me in the airport, and our reunion was magical. The weekend was simply perfect. But, as always, it went too fast. Soon I was back on a plane to visit another school, and that was it. But I'd done my job. You were happy again. That's all that mattered. After that, you were much happier, and we counted down the days until you came to visit me for Christmas. When that day finally arrived, I couldn't believe that you were back, and for a whole 2 weeks! Christmas and New Year's was perfect. I couldn't have wanted to share with anyone else. I'd gotten you a nice little necklace, which you wore till you couldn't anymore. One of my t-shirts, which you'd loved, and you still wear to this day. And, of course, a special bracelet for your left wrist, signifying how you got better, and how proud I am of you for that. Soon, it was time to go back to school. It was hard to say goodbye, but we knew we'd see each other soon enough. The year went on, and no matter how far apart we were, we seemed to grow ever closer. Before we knew it, it was your birthday, and a month after that, it was our 1-year anniversary. So, in the time I saw you in April, I made sure I had a perfect gift for you. A beautiful ring that was my promise to you that I would always be there for you, and that we would stay strong and stay together throughout the years. You loved it, and wore it every night and every day. Before we knew it, prom was here, and you came up north for my graduation and prom. You had an absolutely amazing aqua blue dress with rhinestones, and I wore a matching vest and tie. We looked like the perfect couple. I still keep our prom picture on the desk next to me. I still think it's funny how I asked you. Well, you love s'mores, so I made a bunch of s'mores and lined them up so they say, prom, ? Anyway, prom, well, wasn't exactly what we expected. Neither of us were partiers, exactly. And the music, well, wasn't exactly the romantic stuff we dreamed of. The whole time they played one slow song, and that was by my request. But eventually, near the end, we started to have fun again, and we danced on the dance floor alone. Of course, that's just the perfect time for everything to go to hell. Lesson in life: if you have a nut allergy, check all the food, especially the desserts, even though they're not labeled and the walnuts are hidden at the bottom of the fucking cookie. And fuck, I'm just feeling sick thinking about it. Ugh. So to summarize, I ate the cookie, realized it had walnuts in it, took a fuck ton of Benadryl and basically vomited my whole stomach plus a kidney, and then passed out. Yeah, romantic prom night. But hey, you stayed by my side the whole time, even when I got snappy at you because I felt fucking awful, kind of like my stomach was going to implode. If you stayed by me after that, then it must be meant to be. I still find it funny how the vice principal asked if I had been drinking, and then someone came by and saw it was me and was like, "Oh, that's a non. He doesn't drink." Anyway, moving on. Wow, when did this become me literally writing out our whole romantic history together? Sounds good though. So I guess you know the latest parts. I go to college, I come and visit you in November, college, we're together for Christmas and New Year's, I miss you like crazy after you leave, and that basically brings us up to the present. Here I am, sitting at my desk, trying to write you a short letter for Valentine's Day. Just trying to tell you that I love you. There, I said it. I love you. I love you more than I can ever say, more than I can ever express. Every time I think of you, my heart feels light and fluttery, and every time you're near me, I have butterflies in my stomach. You're my ray of sunshine, my light in this cold, dark world we live in. I love you, and even from 1,000 miles away, you never fail to make me smile. I live through the day just so I can get to Skype with you and see your face, hear your voice. People sometimes ask me, what's your favorite thing about her? The truth is, there's no good answer to that. You're sweet, you're kind, you're caring, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're funny. Your eyes are beautiful and my heart flutters whenever I look into them. Your hair is soft and sweet smelling, a dark brown that sometimes shines golden in the light. Your skin is soft and fair, and your body, well, your body, let's be honest here. You're hot. Drop dead hot. Sexy. Oh, I don't even know what to say after that. But the thing is, there are 3.5 billion girls on the planet. Hundreds of millions of them probably have those traits. But the thing is, of all 3.5 billion girls on this planet, only one of them is you. Only one of them has all those traits and puts them together just right to make an angel like you. Each of your wonderful traits, your quirks, everything, they're like individual notes in a song. Alone, they're meaningless, but together, they're arranged into the perfect symphony that is you. I love you, Julia, with all of my heart and soul. You're my angel in heaven, my sunshine, my world. I love you more than all the stars and planets in the sky. I wish we could be together on this day, and one day we will. But until that day comes, I guess this letter will have to do. Happy Valentine's Day, Julia. Love, your special someone.